Hey guys, welcome to the seventh chapter of our human figurative drawing, which is drawing the head. So, basically, this chapter is kind of a revision for whatever we have learned in our previous chapters. So, I will show you how to put all the things together so far, whatever we have done so far in our head. We are skipping ears for now because the thing with ears is we have to approach with a different kind of a you know method to draw ears. So I just don't want us to complicate things because right now we are trying to understand the shapes. So let's understand whatever we can understand in human body uh, in terms of shape. So for now let's skip the ears and make whatever we can. So I have selected an example which is this. So let's jump into this and from this example you can also see what you have to do now for in your head study. So try to approach in this way only. So let's quickly start now. It might take a little bit long because I have to add all the details now. So the first step is to make the circle. Have you so guys please use different kind of pencils for all the different layers. So the first layer is the circle. I will be making things little fast. If you want to understand anything, just go to the previous chapters and see the technical aspect of whatever we have done. So this is the circle. Also guys, just don't be just don't aim to make this guy the way he's looking like. We are not copying, we are just studying the shapes and anatomy behind it. So we are not going to pay attention to his face at all, if it will come like that or not. Honestly speaking, it won't, because we are going to do like quick studies, right? We are not going to make it, we are not making anything realistic here, and things like that. This is not a commission work where we have to make this guy exactly like this. Okay, so let's do our basic shape. So for the nose, this is the Q, and this is for the lips, this is for the lips, and for the lower lip, sorry, upper lip, lower lip, basically this is the lips, and the eyes somewhere here. This circle is more of for for the ear, which we haven't learned yet. And yeah, so what we have to do now, I'm going to complete this thing a bit, like this is the face, this is the lips, and of course there will be little bit of errors which we will rectify while we will be making completing our drawing. So don't worry about that. Even in your own studies, don't think, don't stop drawing because it's not coming out the way you want it to be. Just keep making and try to amend it while you are making it, instead of giving up. So this is the like for the neck we can give a cylindrical kind of structure. We haven't learned neck yet, but you do know the shape, right? We have already done this in gesture drawing and giving shape to our gesture drawing in our previous chapters. So this is basically the line. Then I will choose a little bit darker shade and decrease the opacity a bit. And now I will make the basic shapes. So this is the steps which we have which you also have to follow, or maybe you have, you are already following it. So this is the structure for the nose, right? Oops, I totally forgot about my Q lines, sorry. So this is the nose, this is the tip of the nose. So yeah, so I'll give it a shape just like that. Right. I think my lip line should have been somewhere around here, right? So this is what I was talking about. Nothing to worry about, just make all these amendments right now. And you don't have to make this shape which we are making, like the planes, that is not necessary for now. But I'm just making it so that you will understand the planes a bit. So our entire face is divided into planes and all. Anyways, see how our body is divided in like a three-dimension kind of shape. So for the, what did I told you for the eyes? Just make the big socket here, big socket here, and for the lip, the structure, the can-like structure which we make, right? This is, so our lip line would be here, and typically the each part of the lip actually end at the center of the respective eye. If it's the right tip, which is this, it will end at the center of the right eye, and the distance between two eyes and eye. I don't tell you all these stuff because maybe I will tell you these things later, because you will figure these things out by yourself the more you will, practice. I just don't want to lay down the mathematical aspect of portraiture or and any of that stuff for now. Can like structure, right? Fill this a bit like this, if you remember, making the bean like structure, making the bean like structure like this, like this. And I'll just give a little bit of, hairline and all, also just just for the sake of giving. Not necessary, guys, you can keep this guy bald as well. Whatever you think is working for you. For the ear, I'm just making this oval kind of shape. Usually there is a kind of a question mark shape. So right, just giving the shape to my portraiture. So right, kind of a three-dimension, right? Anyways, now I will choose another layer to put, you know to give the three dimension to a shape. Maybe I'll use a darker tone, and so we'll do it in a separate layer. There's a nose ball, septum, if you remember all these things. Septum is kind of a thin sheet. I'll zoom this thing a bit, sorry, so that you can see it more clearly. Yeah. Septum, this part of the nose, which is the nose ball. Right, we'll give it a three-dimension kind of a. This is kind of, let's try to visualize things in a three-dimensional space. Don't make thing flat. This is our entire goal for now. Forget about how this thing is going to come out. I'll be honest to you, even my guy is not going to look, not, it won't even be close, to be honest, because we are not aiming that. We are studying the anatomy here, right? The nose. This is this is the nostril wing, right? And see the shape to the nose. Then comes the eyes. This is the socket, and the guy is looking, somewhere over here. Before that, let's make the sclera inside the socket. Give the direction, right? So that we can carve our eyes. So let's carve our eyes out of this thing. Something like this. And sorry. And now, if you if you remember, the upper plane has, the upper part of the eye has three planes like this. It's the eyelid, guys, and it has some thickness as well, like this, like a cap, if you remember. The lower eye has two planes. They are usually not symmetrical. There is some diagonal. Sorry, way too dark. So this is the eye. Sclera will be somewhere here, giving some, tear duct will be here, this portion, and this is the direction. So for the pupil, iris, cornea. Similarly for, and this is the eye socket, right? This is the eye socket. We did made a mistake here. So usually what I told you, the eyes was supposed to be here. We'll quickly amend this. Not a big deal. Okay. I totally forgot. Sorry, my bad. So now we'll carve, divide into three planes, two planes, eyelid. It's easy once you have practiced like few times. It's not going to be that hard, right? So the basic structure of the eye. These are the two planes. Light is coming from here in our example. Similarly for this thing, again carve out the eyes, three planes, try to locate them, two downward planes. Sclera is somewhere like this, which gives a little bit, place for the tear duct as well. For the eyelid, try to give three planes, right? Like this. Two planes, like this. And yeah. Pupil and everything. So anatomy, this was the anatomy related to our eyes. And for the lips, if you remember, this is the direction, and let's make the big heart shape fat for the upper lip. some perspectives here, another shape for the lip, and there is this one is a little bit smaller because of foreshortening. Too fat. For the downward lip we have too fat, if you remember. There's the shape, and this denture or this philtrum or this concave like. So light is coming from top right, so this portion will be dark, right? This portion will be dark, and these are the two planes. So if you remember from our can kind of structure, these are the two planes. And there is the downward planes have this kind of arch, and this is see the cylinder, the cylinder. So it's inside, it's you know it's placed inside the face, so you have to understand things in that way. Anyways, this is the structure, this is the anatomy so far we have studied. Now we will add more details to this. I will uh, I will just tone down the opacity a bit, use a different layer. Now we will give shapes, and this is the final stage of our drawing. And a little bit of shading we will do for, so this is the shape for the nose, right? And this is the shape we have given to the nose. So the nose ball, this thing. So I'm correcting things a bit also while giving the shape, just for the sake of correcting it. You don't have to if you don't feel like. Now you know why this portion is a little darker, because we can see clearly the anatomy behind it in the purple line as well. And this plane has some tones like this, right? Not too dark, not too dark. And for the ears, for the eyes, sorry, let's do the eyes. This, so light is coming from the top right, so this this portion of the eyelid will be black. This won't be black, this will be little lighter. And pupil, iris, cornea, and tear duct. Little bit of try to give it a shading, gradation to your sclera. Just don't make it pitch white. So now why there is this line over in the reference. It's because of the sclera. And similarly here also, because of the sclera. This portion is dark, because there is like the big hollow, big hole, which is the socket, eye socket. So this portion is a bit dark, right? And similarly for the other eye, we will quickly make other things. Same for the eyelid and sclera and iris pupil, cornea. Septum of the nose, right? Septum of the nose. And tear duct for the eyes. See how dark sclera is here in In this, I try to try to observe these small things. This line is because this wrinkle comes because of sclera. Same here. Why this portion is much darker? Because of the eye socket, right? So now now comes the lip, and these are the lips. Now just join the shape like we have done in our previous chapters. And just don't amend your drawing that much that you completely change the anatomy. Just let it be. I already told you we are not aiming to make things, you know, like exactly. We are studying anatomy here. So ultimately your drawing should like an anatomical study. See, in this lips you can see these two fats very clearly. So like this portion is dark, right? The philtrum. And see, in this the upper lip ridge is quite evidential. Every person is different in this way. Everyone has a different. In few examples, in few people, you will see ridge is not actually visible. So try to see these small anatomical, details, and you will do great then. So we are almost done, guys. This is what you have to do now. Uh, for now, I mean, this portion is black because of that being like structure. Similarly here, let me give a little bit of shape to the face here, like this, like this, and this, right? Adam's apple is huge. Brush shading to the nose line. This part is much darker, guys, because of the source light. Not that dark. And similarly here, I'm gonna give me a few more tones. So try to give shading as well, the way I'm giving the hatching, cross hatching. It gives, I have already told you that this gives like some three dimensionality to your drawing, right? This guy, what we have made, is definitely looking very, very different from our example, but I know, but you get what we are trying to, you know, achieve here. We are trying to understand the human anatomy. We are not copying anything here. I'm just making, if you feel like making eyebrows, you can make, you don't have to. And so I'll just get rid of previous layers so you can see what we have made so far, right? It's not that bad for an anatomical drawing, I mean. You can see shapes and everything, right? That was our goal, actually. A little bit of tones I'm adding to the hairs as well. Guys, you can skip ears for now. I'm just making it just like that for fun. I'm kind of enjoying it now. But that's it, guys. I will wrap up now. This chapter is already quite long. People don't have this much of attention span. I mean, right? So try to follow these steps and you will do great with time. And just just don't be very you have to have patience and time to get results, and you will do great. So that's it, guys. I hope you learned something from this video. I'll see you in our next class. Thank you so much. Bye bye.